Hey there guys, it's Silver, your host, and those of you who watch this channel regularly know that I am quite the avid Soulsborne fan. So much so that when Sony announced that Demon's Souls would be remade for the PlayStation 5, I ran the gauntlet at release to make sure I could get a console to enjoy the experience. And today, I'm going to bring my top 5 Demon's Souls bosses to you. So let's take it away, shall we? Number 5. The Penetrator. One of Boletaria's loyal knights and one of King Allant's most fearsome warriors, this legendary knight has been overpowered by the allure of Demon's Souls, and now fights any would-be intruders upon the royal palace with his powerful sword. This guy, as you can see here, has some very powerful ranged melee attacks, and it is ill-advised to go toe-to-toe with him at a melee distance. He's a very enjoyable boss fight as far as I'm concerned, very well balanced. The pillars on either side of the arena serve to act as cover so that you can avoid being hit by his long-range attacks, and careful evasion will also mean that you can evade his sword swipes. I do enjoy fighting him. It was a pleasure to fight him again in the remake, and he's got the number 5 slot. So let's move on to number 4. Our number 4 slot goes to the Flame Lurker, the hulking demonic beast that protects the entrance to the Dragon God Shrine. Hellishly aggressive, with withering melee attacks and leaping moves, this guy can do a lot of damage very fast, and the Flame Ring is advised to keep your flame resistance as high as possible. You've got to be very, very careful to avoid his ground-pounding attacks, and especially the two-handed smash that you just saw there. It does a lot of damage, and there are also strategically placed pillars around the arena to avoid taking too much damage. He's a real challenge. He's one of the first major roadblocks in Demon's Souls as far as I'm concerned, and he most certainly deserves the number 4 slot. So to everybody's favourite burning demon, we salute you. And onward to number 3. Our number 3 slot goes to Old King Allant of Boletaria, the ruler of the small but illustrious kingdom, who sacrificed his mortality and embraced the power of the Old One to bring his people and his subjects untold prosperity. A pawn to the almighty demon lord, the Old One, this guy is now nothing but a shadow of his former self. And this fight at the top of the tower in Boletaria is absolutely excellent. The king can pull off a very damaging series of moves, from short-range sword attacks to closing the distance with leaps where he pretty much locks onto you, to an AoE explosion that can one-hit you. Yes, it can one-hit you. So, for his very, very impressive array of moves, his awesome design as a white-haired warrior king, and his backstory, Old King Allant is coming in at a very, very respectable number 3. And now let's move on to our top 2 contenders. The second place slot goes to the 6th Saint Australia and her loyal knight, Garl Vinland. This is perhaps one of the most interesting fights in the entirety of the Soulsborne series for me, for the way it's carried out. Maiden Australia is one of the only bosses in the entirety of Soulsborne who pretty much doesn't attack you in any way. All of the attacking is done by her loyal knight, who you can see here, Garl Vinland. He will block the most direct route to her, and you have to get through him in order to reach her and defeat her. But that is no small task by any means, because Garl Vinland is well armoured, well defended, wields a very powerful weapon, and can do a horrendous amount of damage. If you choose not to go through him, one of your only other viable options is a swamp flooded with plague and horrendous creatures that will get you horribly killed very, very quickly. So, for the execution and the tragic backstory of Maiden Australia and Garl Vinland, put simply, Maiden Australia came to the Valley of Defilement with very good intentions to try and heal the people of the lost and forgotten realm, and no magic that she could produce was enough to cure them of their afflictions, their horrible plagues and skin-rotting diseases. So, out of options, she surrendered herself to the Old One and became an archdemon to be granted the power to take away men's souls, and in a roundabout way of curing them, take their pain away, because man cannot feel without a soul. So, for this battle alone, Garl Vinland been an imposing force, and the Sixth Saint's most upsetting backstory, upsetting but powerful backstory, this boss pair get the number 2 slot. And now, let's move on to our winner of the top 5, our top slot. Here we go. Put in the comments who you think it's going to be, because this one might surprise you. Our number 1 slot goes to the old hero in the Shrine of Storms, the spirit of an old and legendary hero, tributed and sacrificed to the sea. This awesome, phantasmal warrior guards the entryway to the Storm King, the last archdemon of the Shrine of Storms. He takes the form, as you can see, of a hulking, sword-wielding, spectral entity with his eyes covered, so he cannot see you directly. His design, in my opinion, is absolutely fantastic. He looks almost Aztec in his design. The golden light which emanates from his entire body is absolutely fantastic, alongside the bestial screams that he lets out when he goes in for the offensive. Now, because he cannot see you, you have to use stealth to your utmost advantage here, because if he hits you with that sword, there is a good chance that you will be dead in maximum 2 hits. So, you have to be wily, you have to attack, go back into cover, and very carefully engage him, being mindful not to be hit. Easily one of my favourite bosses in all of Soulsborne, and I will show you why. The music. Let me just take a listen with you, and you'll see what I mean. Listen to both the music and the old hero's savage battle screams. Spine-chilling, am I right? A somewhat serene track, but yet eerily haunting, unsettling and foreboding. A really well put together track in my opinion. Everything does indeed go together to create a truly atmospheric experience. So for all of the reasons I have just mentioned, the Old Hero is one of my favourite bosses in all of Soulsborne, and my favourites in Demon's Souls. I would love to hear from you guys. Give me a list of your favourite bosses in the comment section. And if you want to see more top 5s on enemies, other bosses, other Soulsborne games, do like this video and let me know, like I said, in the comment section. So guys, I have been Silver, your host. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon or night, and I will see you again very soon. Take care, guys.